We're starting.
Yeah.
What's up?
What's up? Randy, it's hard to see here. I don't know. Let me see. Perhaps I can throw us a little bit more light onto the situation over there. I want to show you the castle that we have. But first, let's welcome everybody to Addition Through Distraction. This is your twice a week vodcast where we try to add value through our silliness and our contemplations. Randy, I was wondering if the show, and this would be based on, last year's body of work, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you think that our show had a Patronus, what would our Patronus be? And I will work on, while you're thinking about that, I will work on swapping out a battery here so we can get a little light and see the castle that we've been working on.
I don't know, because then you have to be like, do you know what your Patronus is? Or is it going to be a surprise? Or is there something that you really want it to be that's overpowering what it might be on its own? Like, whew,
yeah,
I don't know, dude.
I knew that I would get as much time as I needed to throwing that question at you. All right.
I mean, it's not like I'm going to sit here and analyze it for an hour, but I might sit here and analyze it for an hour. I do see that you sent a lot of updates to the notes and stuff.
Oh,
were you just archiving stuff?
You probably, yeah.
Okay.
If you have you probably have notifications like tell me every single thing I do. Yeah. If you have that, then I archived all of last year's show notes into a folder. Cool. So you probably got a notification for every single one of those.
It looks like it. Yeah. At first it looked like there was only one, and then I go into it and it's like, oh, all right. Missed a lot of those apparently.
So yes, Randy, also, because, introductions is what we excel in here. Mm-hmm. So we want to make sure that we continue to excel in that area. We want to remind everybody to please like, share, and subscribe. We ask everybody to tell your mother, tell your brother, even tell thine secret lover, which I imagine is probably a sin in most organized religions. However, that's irregardless, Randy. But tell them that it's Studio Johnny Q, and that's where we take that sweet nerd stuff and we try to make it just a little bit sweeter. And Randy, with the like, the sharing, and the subscribing, they have the like is the one button. It's like the thumbs up button, right? It's like, hey, I like the video. Sharing, that's something that they would do through word of mouth or through more contemporary means like texting their friends and such,
or write a letter and tell somebody. Yeah.
Oh, do people do that? Is that a thing?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's right. And tell people?
Oh, that's right. And then you roll it up and you put it into your carrier pigeon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right on. So yeah, there's that. But then also there is.
It's a wee letter.
Yeah. Oh, look. Oh, look. Mail. Is it time for mail? I was riding by
I just trained a new batch of pigeons for just that purpose.
Oh, yes. So, but also subscribing is another function. And with that, when you hit the subscribe button, you get a bell icon and
melodic.
And then it rings. And I think that we had a premonition of it. It was just like drawing you to, what it is that you need. You need to click that bell icon. It is consuming you. You must scratch that itch. But anyways, thanks everybody for your time and your attention. And again, welcome to Addition Through Distraction. So, Randy, any idea on the
it would just have to
Patronus?
Be the Q Dragon. It'd have to be the Q Dragon.
See, and that's what I think is the easy answer.
It is,
and
but
I don't think that's.
I like that.
I think that we are a mongoose. I think not we. I mean the studio. Studio Johnny Q. I think that spirit animal, at least right now, is a mongoose because we talked about Rikki Tikki Tavi. Remember that? And how that was the mongoose that was it would slay the cobras, and cobras is the sworn enemy of G.I. Joe, and that's nerdy, right? And so also it's I think that we're at Curious explorative kind of, creature that's whirly-durly, getting in there. And it has this heart of a dragon, right? And so it's a mongoose with the heart of the dragon is what I think. I mean, I don't, there is no correct answer. But I was, I thought, dragon, because, the Q is
See, it would have to be the Q dragon for me, and then if it turned out to be something different when I cast it, it would be like, oh god damn it, it's not the Q dragon.
Yours is like if it came out like a little Shih Tzu, and you're like, that was a dragon. That was a dragon. That was like one of them Chinese dragons, right?
You see it?
That's like one of them Chinese dragons, fireball dragon type things. Like you see in the parades.
That was a bad angle.
Yeah, he was just a really. He's a tiny dragon. He's gonna get real big though. That's a dragon, definitely a dragon. It's hard to tell. He's wispy. It's a smoke. It's kind of like you can't really see him.
You got cataracts. You got cataracts. You don't know.
You obviously ain't seen very many dragons. That's what I'm saying. Totally dragon.
It's a different type of dragons.
That's just I don't know what kind of dragons you've been around. That's what dragons look like. Say. All right. So Randy, here you can see up above here. Try not to give people let people vomit here. This is some of the pieces of the castle that we've been working on. So today, I believe that craft-wise, we will be pulling out some more pieces of it. We had started with one a while back, but it is all Mod Podged, and man, that is a relief. That was more than a little bit of work, my friend, because it all had to be Mod Podged twice. So it's like, ugh. And, the watering down to get it into all the crevices. And again, if you're...
What is going on?
We got some notifications, Randy. Some people did something.
Oh,
something
nice.
happened, and it caused our somebody subscribed because our goal went up one.
Oh,
I think we had somebody to just subscribe to us, Randy, and
Sweet.
we're so befuddled by it. It was like somebody cast smelly armpits on us. I hate when they cast the smelly armpits. I'm never prepared for it. Are you?
You know what? No, definitely not.
You're still befuddled. I'm gonna leave Randy alone while he tries to figure this out on the Master Control. Somebody did something, and whatever it was, we only get notified when you do good things. So thank you.
Yeah, we gotta follow.
Yay! So that I believe that is a subscribe, Randy. We're still learning this. But anyways, I won't belabor that. Thanks everybody for showing up. Randy, anybody mentioning anything in the comments? That might be also a clue for us. Anybody saying anything in the chat? So we've been working on this castle, and
at the moment all I'm seeing looks like spam.
I will work on some other camera angles here for us. So
hold on a second.
Stream over here to the corner. We'll move you down here softly and tenderly. Bring you in.
Sweet kiss and caress.
Oh, yes. There we go. Right up all down into the workspace. Randy, was a no-go on the M50 today?
I haven't gotten that far yet.
Oh, okay. I
didn't know. First time it didn't work.
Yeah. All right. No rush. I just wanted to know if I needed to do anything with it.
You did the secondary reboot?
I did, yeah.
Okay.
And I double-checked that the webcam link is showing a signal, so that usually means that everything's kind of good on its end. Cool. And if we have to sacrifice it today, we will. All right. So yeah, let me bring down here a piece that we've been working on with the castle, and I'll bring you up and in. And let me also, I will work on moving simultaneously this off screen. Bring you downtown. It's a Q-town. Randy, are you ready to go downtown to Q-town?
Okay.
Thank you. I like that you're not paying attention to me, and yet you could still do that. It's like Randy has this amazing ability. I've did a lot of online gaming with Randy, and he can fall asleep and continue to play even while he's asleep. It's just like
I've done that.
He won't let people die. Not on his watch. Not doing on my watch.
Power leveled a group of people and kept them all alive while I was asleep. Several times.
That's crazy. All right. speaking of crazy, here's what we've been working on. Let me see if I'll move this over here to help us out, just to give us a little extra loving.
Takes an extra special level of commitment to face roll the keyboard while you're sleeping and still keep people alive and leveling.
I've never used. I don't think I ever. Maybe Randy. There's a market that's being missed. Face keyboards. Because
absolutely.
You got ergies, right? So you got one that's like it's like an ergy keyboard, but where it splits. That's a place that your head can go, and you can kind of just roll it instead like how you have all those buttons on a mouse, like a gaming mouse. You can just roll it one way or the other. You can do things with your nose.
It's like a trackball, but it's inverted, so you just put your forehead in it, and
we were inverted.
Move your head around.
Yeah, I guess, but yeah. So maybe there's a Logitech. Get on that. You can have that one for free. We don't want anything for it. That one's just a gift from Studio Johnny Q to you. Randy, I want to point this piece out. This was one of the ones where, we took this packing foam, and it had been cut. We cut it into pieces because we wanted some modularity. We added some XPS bricks that we had textured in our custom rock tumbler, which is just a craft bin with a bunch of rock in it. And then this is the styrofoam. We used just a craft heating gun. So you can find items like this, and the doobly-doo, which we also call the cubly-q. There's a link to recommended gear. You can find items like that. But just using that, it gives us some. It raises this. It causes all the little foam this was all just totally smooth. And it causes it to bubble up, and you get instant like cobblestone texture. So I'm super excited to see what this is going to look like when it'll allow us to paint a dry brush and use washes on it very, very easily. So very excited to see what that. But we used a bunch of different things. We had pieces like this, and then we had other pieces that we clad. Let me see if I can pull one of those readily without knocking everything off.
It still looks like the M50's having trouble.
Okay, well, we'll just do a no M50 day if we have to and work on that off. I try to make sure I get a good signal beforehand, because I think that when it gets like this, the only thing you can do is to reboot the Streamlabs OBS, which I think that we can do and not drop the signal because of the stream is coming through YouTube. But, however, we'll do that another time. All right, so that was one piece. And yeah, here you can see it's cobblestone. Yeah.
So that background was up there. I wasn't paying attention. Is that the old one, or were you working on a new one?
Oh, Randy, thank you for mentioning that. That's kind of you. You can see the background over here in between us was the old one. That one.
Oh, okay.
And we used to have that picture up there, which was a map of Zelda. It was a Zelda map that I had up there, and it had a reflective plastic thing on it. So there was a tip I had learned from watching tested streams, and I think that they said Adam taught them this. They used to have a bunch of photos on the back of their backdrop.
Yeah.
And so he said, you take the glass out because you don't use glass. Yeah. So I couldn't do that with that poster because the poster was glossy, right? So anyways, I knew that I didn't want that, so I just used just the back of the poster frame. So whatever it came with. So, but it's heavy. It's a big frame, so it was like a wood, so I didn't have to worry about warping. It wasn't cardboard.
Nice.
And so then, but I have pictures on Instagram. So that was I think maybe it was on Sunday. If people look at the Instagram photos, you'll see that, and that was me working on that, a semi-permanent backdrop. So we liked that other one so well. And I thought, let's just go ahead and replace that one. So, yeah, thanks for noticing. This one was, we've got the heat gunned styrofoam, we've got the bricks, but this part here, we had used some Crayola Model Magic craft air dry clay, and I really enjoy working with it. And I hit it with some textured rollers that had some cobblestone. So you can see here under the heavy light that this has a lot of texture that we'll be able to play with. with dry brushing and washes. So again, super excited. And then some of the larger pieces also have more of this texturing. There's some brick textures that we threw on some of these. So this is some of the stuff that we're going to be, and this one has a bit of everything. So we might work with it early on. But before that, Randy, I had a couple of things that I wanted to show. I would like your attention when I do it, though. So let me know if I can have your attention.
Okay, hold on 1 second.
Yeah. And
Need to take a lissy-loo to the audio for a second.
yeah. I'm going to readjust my lights here a little bit. I'm having a hard time. There we go. And actually, I can just put it over here. Now that I move that.
Should be good.
Okay. And I'm going to get myself into an operating position. And let us see here, Randy. I will start to pull out. Actually, these are. Let's figure out which of these brushes need a pre-soak. That's good. That's good. That could be soaked. That could be soaked.
Oh, I brought that
Soaky.
Christmas clearance show and tell stuff
Oh, cool. Yeah.
today.
Yeah, you can, if you want to show that as part of this, feel free. This will be that segment. Thank you for tuning in to the show and tell segment of Addition Through Distraction. All right, yeah, this one could use.
You want to see it now?
Yeah, you can go ahead and bring. I'm gonna break out some of my stuff, and you can break out some of yours. I'll show you yours. You show me mine.
Let's see here.
Randy, do you want to switch spots, and then you can sit down, and I will take your station, and
Maybe.
we'll give that a go. Randy, do you know what I did?
Hi, everybody.
I secretly installed a crotch cam.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, and so this was all part of it, was to get you.
Well, I always have one, so.
Yeah, but oh, yeah.
So-
But this one is free. They don't have to pay. Yep, I can see your hand.
I don't give that stuff away for free. What are you talking about? So this is
Cash up
all
front.
stuff that was Christmas clearance stuff. So it was all like a buck 30 maybe, or less than a buck. Not that. And then, sorry for the noise. This
Alrighty.
is just an old cookie container that had an interesting pattern in there, texture that kind of reminded me of like the
Sorry,
old,
Randy.
like,
I
lead
just
windows.
realized who our follower was.
Who's it?
Spam.
That's what I thought.
Thank you, Spam. Thank you, Spam Bot. If it was not for Spam Bot, I would have no love at all, Randy. That's not true.
Can you see this? I can't.
I can't. Let me switch back to the. I was just while you were undoing it. I wanted to. Let me switch to the corner here. I have to do the transition. There we go.
Oh,
okay.
there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
All right.
Yeah.
Get it. Okay. Yeah, so the texture on this reminded me of like an old English Tudor cottage leaded glass window. Or
Yeah,
something.
I saw where somebody had done one. It may even been Black Magic Craft, one of his
really?
videos that I didn't get to watch, and they had a window. Whoever it was, I know I see a lot of photos on the Instagrams and the Facebooks as well. But whoever it was, they had done a leaded glass window.
Uh-huh.
It was like, I've never really done one like that. And it's like, I really would like to do that. So I've been thinking about good ways to do it. So when you showed me that, it was like, And I'm wondering, I've been, I'm sorry, I probably need to sit a lot closer to the mic. I'm sitting back. And
No, you really don't.
Oh, okay. I don't.
No, it picks up really well.
Okay. I've been using some molds, right? And with like cake molds, and you can also you do things like maybe even like Mod Podge or some things like that. But they have these silicone molds, and you can use them with hot glue. And so I want to try using that more. So like I bought some. That's the we've talked about this before, right? The Fleur de Flirties, the Montreal Fleur de Leaf.
Fleur de Lis.
That yeah, he said it in a way that I'm sure sounded much more educated. But I have some of those various shapes and sizes and Gothic shapes,
Nice.
that I thought could be good adornments. So I'm wondering if the structural integrity of that, do you think we'll have a hull breach if we put hot glue in it? Or do you think that it could withstand it?
Say it again.
The waffle maker that you were showing us earlier?
Yeah. That's right.
Yeah. if we put hot glue in that.
The giant like
waffle
bottom of a Kit Kat or
yeah, what is it? Those
Kat.
crisps, like the ones that had like the strawberry.
Oh yeah.
The wafers.
It's like strawberry wafers. Yeah,
Tri-pack.
wafers,
that means 3 different flavors.
They have those in like gingerbread flavor and something else now. They're actually
now I was like, I didn't remember no gingerbread.
Yeah, not when we were kids. Not back in the day.
All right.
So yeah, that's what I thought it would be good for, is like either just texturing some Claire stuff, but more so for trying to make some faux glass windows like that. Whether you use like a sugar glass or clear glue. Or
we also talked
or...
about, if you look on your upper left, Randy, there's some taller blue bottles. And those are some water effects that I'd used on some bases for, I think, our Sea People video that we did. So something like that, I was wondering. And so are you thinking that the thing itself would actually be the leaded glass, or that you would use it as a mold to make
Well, if you had enough to do that with, then you could just use these, and they, I think, would work well.
Yeah. So just cut those out as the windows themselves.
Yeah. But if this is all you had and you wanted to make more, then you could use it as a mold to do stuff.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that was, what is this? So this was from Great Value, Walmart brand. Their version of Fig Newtons, which are at least as good as the regular Fig Newtons and are infinitely cheaper.
Wow.
Yeah, I was very surprised.
All those opinions expressed are from Randy himself and do not represent necessarily the views of Studio Johnny Q.
We're talking about cookies and me, so.
No, I was just saying. I haven't had them, so.
Let's see. So
but if you say it is delectable or of sufficient quality, then I will throw in my hat and say to the fair listeners that I would more than likely agree. I would never, if you were like, "Hey, taste this, it's great," I'd be like, "Nah, I don't know."
Yeah, again, I don't celebrate mediocrity.
Yes, that's right. That's our.
I don't celebrate shit.
That's for 2020. We're gonna stop celebrating mediocrity.
So
you got a little light action going on over there.
Christmas stuff. This was actually, I think, from the dollar store. So it was this little waterproof color changing LED, and it comes with the little plastic crystals from the dollar store. I think it was like with the floral stuff. Or the vases. Cool. Yeah. So lots of stuff you could do with that, D&D wise.
Yeah. A lot of the Dwarven Forge stuff now comes with remote control LED crystals.
Nice.
Or LED lights like that. Especially like the crystal set came with it. I think I'm trying to think, that might have been the first set that I remember coming out with it. But yeah, and those are super handy. We've used those already in some of our sessions, Randy, and yeah, they're super cool to use. I've used the ones just like is that one? I'm looking at small screens here, Randy. The color of that. Can you show me that LED again?
It changes color.
Okay. Yeah. So I had one, Randy, where actually while you're doing that, let me see if I can pull it out and show people an instance of where you can use that.
Yeah, I like the ones that you can control with a remote control.
Yeah, but even those have a good use, I think, as well.
Yeah, definitely. Especially if you've got, since they are waterproof.
Come in and join us. Say hi,
hey,
everybody.
Coops. Since they're waterproof, they'd be
Yeah.
good for using with like the fog,
Yeah,
little
agreed.
mini foggers and stuff.
Yeah, the mini fog machine people, they also had given us. So Randy, we're gonna bring down the mood a little bit here.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh la la.
Let's see what we can get going on. Randy, nighttime's the right time. You know what time it is? It's business time. You know it's. You see me in my business socks? It's because it's business time. It's business. Me and Randy were very blessed, I feel, to have seen Flight of the Conchords. The Randy Carey got the. I think that was a birthday present, right, Randy?
Flight of the Conchords. So you got
Yeah.
the set.
Yeah. They were delightful. We had horrible seats. We couldn't hardly hear them, and it was.
Oh no! When we saw the yeah.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that. Yep.
Yeah.
When we saw the live performance. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah, that was great. Okay, so let me, Randy,
So,
if you can turn this off.
Yeah.
All right. Let me see what kind of love is that giving us. Okay, and then you can turn that light off. It's got a toggle switch, and you want to put it into a neutral spot. It's three-way toggle.
Oh, there it is.
Okay. Yes. Ooh, man, I can still see it. Okay. All right. Yeah. So people can get a feel, I think, for what's going on here, right? And we'll do a switch to a ceiling cam here as well.
Yeah, and this is just one of those little Christmas necklaces.
Yeah. Let me give you a little bit better view here, Randy.
But again, it was like $1
A little bit of an adjustment.
on clearance, and you could do all kinds of stuff with this. Implement it into set pieces and things. Uh-oh. Audio just went dark.
Good.
Went silent. Give me my phone. Maybe it's my headset's distance from my phone.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully that's
Yeah,
just
I
it.
think that's what it was. It looked like it said like Bluetooth something or something.
Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah, it was being a little
You don't
finicky
put that
earlier.
on stream. I got the overhead shot going, but you can't see it.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. I just wanted to, and if you can look up there, Randy, you can see what's in camera in the upper right. Is what's going on in the stream. Try to look at your, look at the flare that you're getting off here.
Yeah, I think this one, I don't know how many patterns it has. I think it has several different patterns. Does it say on there? I don't think it does. That's weird. It says it's connected. Why is it being finicky?
This is your stuff, Randy, right here. Cooper doesn't like grocery bags, so.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so you have a grocery bag in
No.
his bed.
Cat loves grocery bags.
Good.
Huh.
I
I
thought
stopped
about-
playing
All the same.
the stream on my phone for some reason. Hopefully, is
I
the stream
still-
still going?
Yeah, it still has excellent connection. So I believe so.
That's odd.
All right. Hey, we have JC that joined us. Hey, JC. Thanks. We were just
Jesse, if you
checking
can
some
hear us.
stuff out that Randy had gotten at the. Where did you purchase this stuff, Randy? You say in clearance deals?
This is from the dollar store, I believe. The rest of this stuff was from Walmart Christmas clearance. Except the Great Value brand Fig Newton container, which was from Walmart, but not Christmas clearance.
Gotcha.
Just delicious.
So say hi to our brother JC if you
I
didn't.
did.
Oh,
I
okay.
said, "Hi,
Sorry,
JC, if you
I'm
can hear
trying to
us."
multi. It's Randy. Your job is hard over here. I don't know why you can't appreciate it better. Oh, it's the chair. Never mind. I get it.
For some reason, my phone does not want to play the stream right now.
All right. Yeah. So if you have notice any audio issues, please let us know, JC. Randy's, I think, lost connection. He usually tries to help monitor. I'm seeing everything. It says excellent connection. So Randy, let's proceed as if that is the case.
All right.
And if you're not, I'm going to kick you out of the. No, I'm sorry. Just.
Has JC said anything else?
He just said welcome and hey. And,
Okay. JC, if you can hear
and
us.
it looks like he said how the stream is going well.
If you can hear us, go ahead and say something else, please.
Yep.
Because it is not playing it for me. Looks like it stopped.
All right. Yep, it does say that we're live, so I am going to assume that, and it's not going to be very interesting to hear. Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? Are we live? So I'm going to assume that we are.
The
It says
bar
that
above the stream. It's been doing that the whole time.
Okay.
So I don't know what that's about. But anyway,
I don't either. So, all right.
I guess I'll just show this stuff real quick, and even though we're not.
Yeah, he said he can hear both of us.
He did?
Yep.
Okay, good.
He just said. So.
All right, cool.
Thank you. Appreciate
Thanks,
that.
JC.
So
All
that gives you a little measure of comfort knowing that.
I usually am listening, monitoring the audio and the stream the whole time.
Yep, and I threw you a curve by making you sit over there.
It's really throwing me off not having that on. So this is actually, if I haven't taken it out of here yet. It's like a window cling. You know how you put candles? Some people do put candles in their windows for Christmas.
Oh,
This is a window candle, except it's a window cling. And it flickers like a candle. So I'm like, what could you integrate this into D&D wise? Like a little campfire or a wall torch or whatever light effect you want to have a flicker. It's got a nice flat. It's an interesting shape for the bulb is actually.
Yeah. Because you could remotely trigger it, right?
Yeah, if you left it long and like hid this in the
piece.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and so you could have it closed, and so you could just go and have that. I love that.
This is just a test button here, so I mean you could leave that attached, really, if you wanted to hold it down. But otherwise, the button's right there.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's cool.
Huh.
Oh.
So,
wow. No spoilers, JC. He watched Joker over the weekend. So what a great movie. I know. Everybody says it's amazing. And I thought I was going to find it cheap on over the holidays, but I didn't happen to see it. But I'm definitely going to watch that. I heard it's really good.
This is another thing that we got. And this is actually, what do we call it?
Brick I think pathway. Off topic is always on topic.
What? Say what?
Yeah.
Are you talking to JC?
Yeah, he said no spoilers. Most appreciated.
So this is a brick pathway for like Christmas cottages, Christmas villages.
Mm-hmm. I think I
as roads.
Yeah, we'll show that when we put the lights back on. Before we do that, Randy, I'm gonna come over to you. People might get some echo while we do this. I think.
Or
Cooper,
as
you right there, buddy. You stay right there.
You could use this as a texture pattern template, so you could roll that onto.
Yeah, it's too hard to see.
Clay or whatever.
So
I wanted to show this one real quick. So this is the other thing. It is an LED candle, except it's actually got the flame effect where it flickers like through the whole thing. Like they have the bulbs now that do that.
Adam Savage actually just did a tested video where it was a 1-day build, and he says it's more like a 1-hour build. He's like, this is super easy, and I don't usually do instructional videos, but this is an instructional video about how to make it look like it was a gas lantern or something. Nice. And he showed how to do the wiring and take a bulb, one of those bulbs, and connect it to two, I think, AAA batteries or AA batteries. Double A's, I think it was. But that's awesome. So I saw this. It was like, yeah, I definitely would love to play with something like that. That is super cool, man. That's neat. That's nifty.
Yeah. So on clearance, that was like $1.
Yeah. How do you not?
Yeah.
So if you could leave everything except for this on, I want to mess with that piece.
You want this piece?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It looks like, again, it's from the dollar store. It looks like the battery might be a little low. I don't know.
Yeah, if you leave me that piece.
You want the crystals and stuff as well?
Nope, just that. I want to show what you can do with that. I have a couple pieces that I had used that very type of thing. But
Oh, I had something else, but I have to go get it. You haven't seen it yet.
there's a bag down there too. So
Yeah, just give me that.
yeah.
Here, I'll just
Now
give me the
is it
the zip up. Yep. Here, open it up. I'll just dump this stuff in real quick. Instead of trying to
there we are.
balance everything and try to walk across the room with it. Here, more stuff. Okay, so there's that.
Oh, yeah.
Switch places.
All right. And let me see if I can figure out
See, that's what I was trying to.
this. All right. So with one of these lights that you had used, I did a session before, and that's the box that I need.
Oops, I'm crushing my own.
Okay. And had taken some glass shards that I had gotten, Randy, from the craft store.
From the craft
And-
store?
Yep, from the craft store. And we'll do this with the
Sorry for all the
corner
noise.
camera. Can you give me a switch to the corner camera? You got me on that studio mode, and I can't switch it when it's in that mode. Or just turn it off.
Which
to that-
camera?
Can you just turn it off that mode?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yep, thank you. All right, I got it. So I put some glass into some rock pieces here, and when you put this over top of, and then it glows. Can you take it off that studio mode?
Hold on. I switched it back to see if I could get the M50 working.
Oh, it's probably froze again by now.
Yeah.
Even if it was working. Although, it'd be a different view than what it is.
Okay.
Okay, thanks. There. You can see it here. And
It'd probably be better to use, let's see.
it's a little overpowered by the noise of
Yeah,
our...
use the corner right
Yeah.
and just
Well, I
put
was
your hands up behind it and you'll be able to see it a lot better.
Okay. Well, you can see it. I just wanted... Yeah, you can see the glow. And
Yeah.
you can see it here when it's... There you go. There. And so that was just, some glass pieces that I got. I think these were probably meant to do like mosaics or something, and then some faux rock, and put it on a base that was like that had a miniature, some hot glue, and then we had something where something happened and the mystic rocks needed to glow, so did that. And then also we had one here where I had taken that, Randy, and had built it into a yogurt container.
Nice.
And so let's see. I don't know if this will work or not. Yep. Here we are. And we had, I think, oh, this actually has magnets on it. Wow, I went fancy with this, man.
Very nice. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That was a shrine that we had. So yeah, you can definitely find some good uses, Randy, for that very thing. All right, let's. Was there anything else you wanted to show while the lights were down, low? When the sun goes down, the animal comes out, Randy.
No, I think I'm good for full light. Unless, well, this one might be good to show in dimmed lighting.
I'll show what those look like.
And I got a new book.
Oh,
It's a new cookbook.
yeah, it is.
It's Cooking for the Dark Lord.
Oh, wow.
It's the Necro Nom Nom Nom.
All right, well, you sit here. You can show that off while I'll
I
swap
just
the
got
chairs.
it got delivered right before
Oh,
I had
really?
to run up the door to get here.
Lights, camera, action, Randy.
Ah!
All right, here we go. You do your thing. I'll turn the lights on.
Which camera is this? Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
You all right, Pupples?
Recipes and rites from the lore of H.P. Lovecraft.
Lovely. So let me see.
It's got actual recipes in here. And it shows, like, it's got some great art.
It looks awesome. Yeah, I love that style.
Deep fried deep one. Serves 4 of them, right?
You and I both had this book. I have it down here somewhere. That was the Life of Gnomes. Came out like in the 80s. And it kind of reminds me of that. You know,
Yeah.
this journal of somebody that was documenting this stuff.
New England damn chowder.
Damn chowder, yeah. Chowder, say it. Chowder.
The grape old ones.
Oh, the grape old ones.
Yeah, good stuff.
That is awesome. And you can actually probably make all that stuff taste good.
Yeah, I'm interested to try.
I bet you'd be like,
the gruel.
oh, this is so good. I'm instantly going insane. I feel as if my soul is being...
This is so good, it's crazy.
Anything else for show and tell, Randy?
I think that's it.
Oh, the tracks you wanted to show.
Oh, I showed them in the
They were
low
pretty
light.
dark.
Oh no, I've got one more thing. One more thing I found at the dollar store. I didn't know if you had. I know you have a set of tools, but I don't know if you have one like this. These are intended, actually, for fondant.
Oh, okay. That's cooking frosting, like sculpting frosting.
Yeah, it's like a sheet of frosting that
Cake boss.
they roll out and then lay it over the cake and form it in, so it makes a nice smooth layer, and you can form it to different shapes and
What's
stuff.
it called? It's called fondant.
Fondant. Mm-hmm. So these are actually fondant tools.
Oh wow!
But you could use them for clay or whatever. They have lots of different tips and stuff, and this one's actually got a little ruler on
Yeah,
it.
the ridgers. So
It's got a little palette knife. This was at the dollar store. It's
Really?
Cake Boss.
This is cake boss.
Yeah. So they had that in a nice little bunt pan, like a really cool looking bunt pan for
That's awesome.
making goodies. So
That's super cool.
I didn't know if you had something similar to that. Or
I mean,
not.
I have.
I'm going to go back and see if I can find some
This
more.
is what I
while you're
have.
doing. Okay.
I've got
So
like
those are all
a
your.
jar of just cheapy sculpting tools.
Okay.
And then I have a fancier set.
I went to a couple different locations
these
looking for Christmas
with
clearance
our
stuff.
wax
But...
carver tools. So these look like dentistry tools, kind of.
Oh yeah, these will be good ones for. Yeah, because a lot of the plastic ones you get are just too cheapy for. Too flexible and too brittle for
Yeah,
a lot
so
of the
these things
harder
are just
clays and stuff
for
like that.
just something. But yeah, you're definitely right with something like that.
Yeah, you can do a lot with these metal ones.
Yeah,
These are nice.
yeah, I definitely be interested in one of those Cake Boss ones if you find them.
Yeah, I can't remember what location it was, but I think it was the one close to here. So
which one is?
I'm gonna
There's so many
check.
different. Is it the tree, the general, the
Dollar Tree.
The tree? Okay.
Yeah.
That's
I don't do that Dollar General crap. I do the dollar store.
Oh, all right. I don't salute to no general. No Dollar General.
You want your drink, bud?
Yeah, thank you. Actually, Dollar Tree, that's where they have the foam that we use. This ready board foam.
Mm-hmm.
Here's that. Now some. That is handy, right? Here. This stuff. And the Dollar Tree version of this, the paper pulls back, and so you can texture the foam super easy with like a pen or a pencil or.
Oh, JC left. Bye,
rollers.
JC.
Hey, so
go
he
back
was
to
popping in for on his lunch break.
Yeah.
Appreciate him stopping in. That was super cool. Hey, we were lucky. I figured last week he was probably off work, and that's when we had gotten him while he was sitting in long term on the stream. So I appreciate him stopping in, saying hey. Oh yeah, I made this so that the back came off in case I needed to do some work. And this also I put some magnets on it, Randy, which correspond to some magnets somewhere. I don't know where.
Is it a different piece?
I wonder if maybe I just
Oh.
was supposed to put the magnets underneath here, maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I wasn't as ingenious.
Or you had
apparently,
it.
as I
Maybe you had
thought.
it sitting on one of those metal trays so that it would hold. You could hold it. It wouldn't fall over.
No, it wasn't that. It was meant to sit on here the
Okay.
whole time. I always designed it to kind of sit here, and it stood here. So I think I probably just had a magnet. I probably have one here. I probably have one here that looks like a polyhedral. Let's see here. Yeah.
There you go.
Like that. So just to give it a little bit of, actually quite a bit of stability, which you need on a tabletop game piece. Anyways, there we go. Yep, and then I'll show that real quick. Those pieces that I had just come across these the other day. I was doing some organization. It's like, oh, I remember using these. So when you showed the light, it was like I instantly knew where that box was. All right, here. Yeah, this stuff. And I've got some of the stuff like this too, Randy, and we'll probably continue to pick it up because if nothing else, it's just like I think it could be real easy roads. Like if I threw down some buildings,
Yeah,
and
totally.
you put this down, you could really make.
I mean, that's what it's intended for.
Yeah. So, and I am not a snob. I will use anything at my disposal. I'll use a cardboard cutout. I'll use painted miniatures. I'll use 3D printed stuff. I'll use styrofoam.
Yeah, you could use that stuff for roads as it was intended, or you could use it for walls or whatever.
Yeah, and texturing.
Yeah, as a texture
Rolling
tool.
and texturing. Yep. Cool stuff. Here you go, brother. And then I wanted to show a couple of gifts that we got as well, Randy.
Gifts like animated pictures.
No, because that's pronounced GIFs.
Oh, like the peanut butter.
Choosing mothers choose GIFs. And let me move that there. I'm missing the light. There's one there. There's one. There we go. Okay. Let me see what to start with. We'll start with this. Had belated Christmas with some family members, and my mother had actually got me this. And
Thanks, Mom.
Yep, it's a spell template, and I actually didn't have this on my list, so it was really super cool that she got this.
That's cool.
Yeah. And the
I saw that.
This is CZYY. I don't think I had this on my.
I think I just saw it. It came up as one of my recommendations.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I was like, that looks cool.
Yeah, they're trying to see maybe here if I can. Yeah. And it's out of all the different ones that they have. I liked how there's something I really liked about this one. They have some really cool ones now that are like the different effects for the different ones. But I've seen these for other games, but there's some I just really like the simplicity of this, and it's a real nice firm plastic, and yeah, and it also has the only complaint that I have about this, Randy, is that it has these numbers 1 through 12. So I'm imagining that's probably just like saying like a directional sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the polyhedral they use is the 20-sided polyhedral. It would do my brain good for it to actually be a 12-sided dice instead of a 20-sided.
Oh, it only has 12 on there? Oh yeah.
So the completist in me.
So they're going clock numbers.
Yeah. But the it's like I think they went with this because it's more identifiable as an RPG die.
Yeah.
But I really like this. I think this is super. That is a very small complaint. This will get a ton of use at the table. A ton of use at the table.
Sweet.
So yep, that was that. And then also, now this one was on the list. We got the Dungeon and Dragons spell effect, Arcane Fury, and Divine Might. Now, I am gonna introduce a criticism to whoever did the design of this. I know that whoever is responsible for the horse, there's this, see that horse back there, Randy?
Uh-huh.
Why the hell is that buried in the back of this package? Why is that not front and center? You got this guy who's clear, but you got that horse, that amazing horse back there that you're not.
Probably just so they can show more of the figs, I guess.
That's your. I mean, it's got a lot. It's painted way more than anything else, like 12 times more than anything else. So we'll pull this out. But I think actually we might. I was thinking we might try to enhance these, Randy.
What was that?
I think we're going to enhance these.
Cool.
I think we can do a little bit stronger glow effects or something on these,
Nice.
with just a little bit of work. So I got these. I'm super excited. These are going to be fun. This one here, Randy, is a.
So are they actually glow in the dark ones?
No, they're not.
Okay.
No, but I just think that we can ink them up and, enhance them. This is a cloud of daggers, actually. This thing here.
Yeah.
And we'll I guess I could open it and we could just take a look at it, huh? Why? I don't know why I'm acting like it can't come out of the box. No, this is going to be displayed, and nobody can ever look at it. Don't even look at it. That is mint. It's cherry. It does not come out of the box. It has never been in non-humidity controlled air. But my nerd layer is hermetically sealed. And all right. Let's take a look at these bad boys. I should keep this up because I'm going to need to constantly refer to it. Let's see if I can just knock everything down at the same time. All right, so we got 2 layers here. I like that Bigby's hand is a great spell, right? And they give you 3 versions of it. They give you a grabbing version. They give you a palm version and
They
a
give
punch.
you a talk to the version.
Yeah. Which is good too, because it could be a catching, it could be a talk to the, it could be I'm gonna spank your bottom. I thank you, butt nasty, and I'm gonna spank you bottom. People talk like that, right? So here's that steed, brother.
Nice.
I mean,
yeah, definitely.
Why would you?
The best in box, I would say.
Yeah, it's just like it makes no sense. It was just like somebody messed up there. There was somebody. And I'm just positive that there's somebody who is angry about that.
Well, at least it's not false advertising. Like they put that's the only thing they showed. And
yeah, and the rest of it is like
painted
really crappy. This isn't. I'm not that impressed with, but maybe with some lighting. I don't know. I think this could stand to be enhanced as well. Although these do have that opalescent sort of quality, Randy, that we've talked about. That what they have used is some opalescent paint or gloss that's opalescent on these. It is kind of nice. So I'll have to be careful that whatever we do, we try to retain that. It does have this really cool grasping vine. Sorry, this is probably really loud. I'm curious to see how weighted that. Yeah, that's good. Yep. That's nice. I've made some of these, and I use these all the time. That's cool.
Yeah, those are cool.
It might get. We could paint that up a little bit too, enhance it. And then you got a lot of your weapons. So it's always cool when you've got a mage hand here. You've got a floating disc. You've got an unseen servant. You've got 2 different spiritual weapons, a hammer and a sword. Mage fist. Oh, wait a minute. No, mage hand. And then elemental weapons. So they've got the bow, is green. A sword. Oh, okay. So the sword isn't a spiritual. That's an elemental weapon. That's an elemental weapon. And that's an elemental weapon. That's a spiritual weapon. That's a spiritual weapon. And then this is
Hallelujah.
a dancing lights. So it's like a person, but he's got yellow globes stuck to him, like he's the worst costume ever. I showed up. What are you? Ooh. This though is what I wanted to take a look at. For a reason. Because this is one that begs to be enhanced. I just don't want to do it right now. It's a Cloud of Daggers. There you go, Randy.
That's the dancing lights?
No. It's Cloud of Daggers.
Cloud of daggers. There you go.
And so it's like it's got all these little tiny daggers on it. You might remember that song, I'm your tiny dagger, dagger for money. Poke what you want me to do. Maybe that's not it. I think I have gotten that wrong. But yeah, so there's all these tiny daggers on here, and these could all be painted up and look super cool because of the texture. I think it'd be real easy to paint. Well, ish. It'd be easy to do like a metal on them, but then the handles will be the part that'll be a little bit tedious. But I think will be worth it. At least some of them, right? I don't have to do all of them, but at least some of them.
Yeah, like some of them are still in the ether, as it
Yeah,
were.
yeah.
Some of them are still ethereal, and others have materialized.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think that'll be really cool. I'm not familiar with that spell, but a Cloud of Daggers, that just scares me. The idea of that, if you had a constant spell that's on the table that is tornado of daggers, that's pretty boss, man. That is pretty boss. I mean, what would you be more afraid of, Randy?
What are my options?
I cast worst Halloween costume ever. And I cast Cloud of Death. Yeah. Although
That's a good question.
But he probably can't hurt him, and I understand, it's not the size of the package. It's not the size of the wand, it's the magic of the magician, Randy.
Nice.
So anyways, always be on topic. Always be branding. Always keep it relevant. And that's what we are, Randy. We're very relevant. We're trending positively with the not the children. We don't trend positively with children, but we trend positively with those who are adults that are young at heart.
What's our target demographic?
Our target demographic is adults that are young at heart. That is absolutely our target. And people who are fond of horrible Halloween costumes. So anyways, so there's that. So well done, Mama Q. Let me see if I can just put this on the side. I will wrap this at a later time. And then also, friend of the studio, Christopher, he provided a gift that is for Beta Ray Bill. Now, you probably are not familiar with Beta Ray Bill, but I think you will end up be before it's all said and done. I think he will come to prominence in the. I think they have him planned for one of the phases. The thing is with the Hammer of Thor, right? You're not supposed to be able to wield it, right? Like only Thor can wield it, and you have to be of some quality to be able to wield the Hammer of Thor.
Be worthy,
right? It can't strength, like Hulk can't lift the Hammer of Thor. Now the question comes: is if the hammer is in space, could you move it? It's a good question. I'm sure it's been explored, but I'm not certain what the answer would be. However, there are a few people who have been able to wield it. I think at a time, Captain America was able to wield it. But one of the people there was an alien, and his name was Beta Ray Bill, And it says here on the back, after being released from suspended animation, Beta Ray Bill is transformed by a mystical enchantment on Mjolnir that grants him the powers and costume of Thor.
Oh, meow meow.
Yeah. Aww. So, yeah.
Interesting.
And I actually used to have these comics. This is crazy. These were ones that I had traded.
Is he like? I can't really tell what's going on there. Is he like a dinosaur kind of?
He's
Does he have a tail?
no.
He's reminding me of some cartoon from when I was really young, where it was
look
like
up-
a dinosaur humanoid.
Pull up some images of him, and you might get a different look. He has this horse face, kind of like he has a horse mouth.
It's like a dinosaur type dude or a lizard type dude or something.
But he's humanoid otherwise. But yeah, it's kind of almost like a horse and a lizard. You know,
horse lizard.
pig and elephant DNA just don't mix. It's like that Loverboy song.
Pig. Huh.
So hard to kind of describe.
Yeah.
Go. A little slicey slice there. Hey, Randy.
Yeah.
These Olfa knives, I love these things. I have a link to these in the doolage if people are interested in using things such as this. I don't know if you know that. Recommended gear. Links are listed. All right. Computer. What time is it?
It's 1:01 p.m.
Wow.
Time flies.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see here, Randy. Time flies when you're playing with toys.
Wow. Let me see if I can show you this, JB.
I don't know.
There.
These boxes, I tell you.
No, that's gonna work.
I'm about ready to nerd rage here, I think, Randy.
Look at. Oops. Well, there you go. I guess that'll work. Look at this old version of it.
Oh,
I see
okay,
him.
yeah.
Okay. Of the toy. And oh, where'd it go? No. Oh no. Something went wonky when I clicked on it.
You just showed this to me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, somewhere in here. I'll have to find
Yeah,
it.
okay.
again.
When you find it, I'll work on it.
Here, maybe.
Can you process information, or are you?
Yeah, go ahead.
So another neat thing about this model is that this series, and I'll have to look for these, especially when I'm at the half price store and the comic book store. Shout out to Pack Rat Comics. And that's where I think this came from, actually. It has build a figure, and it's Hulk. So you'll see these where it's like to get you to buy the entire set, right? They'll have something that you need all of them to make the whole thing, right? So this has 2 heads that it came with. So when you can take a look here at
I see.
corner cam,
Huh.
I mean, look how cool those are. This is
That's
some-
cool.
Yeah. So I may have to see if I can pick up these other pieces. Shuri from Black
Oh.
Panther, she looks really cool.
Here you go. Here's the what do you call these? This oh, actually these are the Lego
This
ones.
is interesting. Oh yeah,
That's funny.
those are I wonder if those are custom.
Possibly.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yeah, custom printed.
How do I do this? And
Here's a cool photo setup of one of the figures.
oh yeah, that's it. Yeah, and that's what I had kind of strayed away from some of the the action figure posable characters, but they've come such a long way. And Chris has showed like some that he's gotten, and he's posed them and did some photography with them, and it was like, yeah, that looks like a lot of fun. So I'm excited to have one to play with. Let's see here. I think that was supposed to pull you through. Actually, let's do this. Randy. Let us grab a thing from here. And
Hey, Chris, what's up?
hey, how funny. Speak of the devil, and he shall appear.
Here's the one I was looking for, I think. Let's see.
Cutting open the toy. There we go.
Oh my gosh, look at him. Look at this, JB.
Oh, I know. They got
That's awesome.
Yeah, some of these things are so cool.
Look at the detail on the hammer, even like it's brushed.
Yeah, they've got some
brushed metal.
Hot Toys.
Cool.
There's a couple places that they've got some really nice ones where they just look so realistic. It's like you can't. Oh wow! Look, Randy. This will even stand. Just like boom, right out of the box, and that goofy pose, he's still standing.
Nice.
That is good. That bodes well. All right, let's see. Let's check out this.
Oh, that's the same one. That's the same one I was just looking at, baby. I think.
There we go. And then the Hulk heads. Hulk heads, roly-poly Hulk heads. Wow. I don't know if Hulk smashed, but Johnny Q gonna smash. Let me see here. Apologies for... Okay, I'll do this off camera because this is gonna make too much noise.
That sounds awesome.
Do you want more of that?
No. Nope,
Sorry.
that's enough.
Sorry. I realized the error in my ways as soon as I said it. Alright, I'll throw these over here. And we will take a look at Beta Ray Bill in his full glory.
Ugh, there for a second it sounded like some eating noises that are just... Ugh.
I'm sorry. Alright.
I'm really sensitive to eating noises, and I'm not a big fan.
So Randy, since the computer said that it was 1 o'clock Eastern time,
Yes.
good time for our mental health minute. And I had just a quickie for today, if there was nothing else that you had.
You had a quickie?
For a mental health minute, I do, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's got a...
What was your quickie mental health?
I had it written down. Can you give me the trigger?
Oh, that's what I didn't have open yet, was the notes.
Let's see here.
I'm so out of it today. I'm so tired.
All right.
Yet another sleepless night. Could not sleep. Good old toss and turn. Wait, that sounds kind of wrong.
Get you off my mind.
You've got, let's see if this is today. Yep.
Lefty or a righty?
He's ambidextrous.
He goes both ways, that Beta Red Bill. Beta Ray bye, Bill. Yeah, Randy, you can't say Bill without saying bye.
You have video in progress?
Me?
It's highlighted video in progress.
The mental health minute?
No, it's just under, I'm going down the list.
Yeah, no, if you could take a look at what the mental health minute note was.
You don't have any highlights there. You've got
I thought I had
structure. It is your
structure.
responsibility.
Yeah, that was the clue that I needed. Thank you. So we had been talking before about the idea of oh, look at that. Well, that's a fine how you do right there. Just quickie dicky right out of the box. Love it. Thanks, Chris. I want to figure out how I can enhance this guy. He ain't gonna go far. He's gonna get paint job, and Meow Meow's gonna get tricked out. Yeah, that'll be nice. He's got a lot of. The feet are. I really like the feet, Randy. It makes it real easy to
Hey,
pose them.
everybody's got their thing, I guess. To each their own.
Yeah, partialism, right? But because of this joint here, the foot joint is really good, and so yeah, this is really cool.
I think it's called an ankle.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that grounding moment, Randy. I appreciate it.
Just
It's like I never feel more stupid when I use Google to find Yahoo. It's like, did I really just type Yahoo into Google? I suck. All right. Anyways, that is awesome. All right, so we're gonna keep him, I think, right there. Actually, he can stay here while we talk about structure. We were talking, and I kind of feel like what we're doing is in a lot of ways an ongoing conversation, Randy, right? And we had talked previously about. I'd mentioned that ultimately your mental health is your own responsibility, right? Each of our own responsibility. My mental health is my responsibility. Likewise for you, right? It's not somebody else's. And no matter what hand you've been dealt, ultimately you're the one who are responsible for it. And that we talked about that there's the multiple versions of you, right? There's the person who's and when you're being affected by your mental health issue, you don't operate the same way that you do when you're out of that. And it's easy that when you're out of it to feel like, okay, well, I was broke before, or something was wrong, and now it's not. Now I don't have to think about it. Now I don't have to worry about it. But you have a diligence that is due to yourself to be mindful when you're not in those states to help yourself. Yeah. And one of the ways that I found personally that is just much needed was structure, and that when I'm in those non-mentally affected moments, that by figuring out ways that I can implement structure that help me when I am in those moments is a great necessity. One of the things that was a positive result of some of my mental health issues was that it made me stop procrastinating quite a bit, by quite a bit. My onset of my issues, it was like I needed to try to remove triggers. So I tried to remove triggers, and it made me not procrastinate, because I know that if I procrastinate, then I'm going to have that poison inside of me that's going to eat at me. So I try to address things as soon as I can, more often than not, rather than fester. And things like structure, it goes much larger than that. I'm sure that maybe you have something that you can comment to that. Yay or no?
Yeah, just along those lines of having structure, having the body likes structure. The body likes to be on a schedule.
Yeah.
For the most part, as much as we don't, we might like to shoot from the hip and play it loose and easy breezy. More often than not, the body really would rather have a structured schedule.
Yeah. Yep.
It's not my personal favorite, but when I am on a structured schedule, I feel better.
Yeah. And I don't think it's a point that needs to be belabored. Yeah. I think that both of us agree, and I think that most people would, that the benefits of structure don't need us to champion them as that they exist, but just as give a gentle nudge and a reminder of the value of that structure. And when you're not in those moments, that the way that you can help yourself is for that version of you to look to implement any structures in all kinds of different ways, whether it be schedule or it be, I guess it all probably in a lot of ways comes back to schedule, but or it could be reduced to it. But there's lots of ways to implement structure. Won't belabor that point, but just encourage people to again, that you have abilities to help you more so than you think, and that's definitely a tool that I neglected, and it's a tool that I consistently try to improve on, skill set that I try to improve on, really. So that's what I had for today's mental health minute.
Cool. Thanks for that, JB.
Yeah. Thank you for participating, Randy. And thank you for your openness and discussing mental health issues. I greatly do appreciate that. And that's just a little something that we like to try to do. And that's how we, hope to provide addition through distraction, is especially I personally have found lots of addition through distraction, through moments of not feeling so mentally awesome. Yeah, I love this Beta Ray Bill. He is a most welcome addition to our workspace. Randy, if you want to take a look at the other notes. Oh, one of the things I wanted to talk about was the video that I've been working on.
Mm-hmm.
And the title was Rollboxes and Castle Rocks. Rollbox and Castle Rocks.
Uh-huh.
It's our working title for today. And I am nearing completion of the Rollbox video.
Nice.
Yeah. I have all the primary edits done. And I'm working on the audio now. So, I have it all reduced down. So I'm very happy. I'll probably have to edit it some based on, the dialogue that goes over top of it. But I thought I'd show what I'm talking about. So we had made early on in the studio some of these roll boxes, and these were made out of canvas, a canvas from the craft store. We applied some craft foam, bricks that we had made, we cut out, and then we had actually made these holes using a combination of our wire cutter. We made a template, did a wire cut for the holes to make a little sort of reservoir, and then put a drop of acetone to eat out those holes. And then we put some faux wood planking, that's XPS foam, that's textured with wire brush. And on some of them, we got a little fancier on the backs. This one had a kind of a plain back that was just sponge texture. We had some of these that had some alternate fancier textures as well. And there's another one that is still out there. And then also in addition, Randy, and wanted to point out that these are available for purchase on the Quasi Shop.
Sweet.
And the link should be in the cubelage. All right.
I really like how the holes have that organic feel to them, a natural organic feel.
Yeah. So we were going for the idea that it's kind of like rock that was like molten, and these things, bad form on my part. I think I took my dice upstairs. These hold them really well. You could see in the video and the thing. They hold the dice. They're real perfect size for all your dice. Whether it be a D20 or a D4, it'll hold them all very well. They drop in the spaces very nicely. And actually, behind the scenes footage, Randy, one of the things that I did for the footage was I tried to see if I could get a dice hop into the hole. You know what I mean? Bounce a dice into the hole. You know what I mean when I say. I was trying to get the D20 to bounce in the hole, which took a little bit of work to do, and then I realized that when I did it, didn't have it on film. all the footage I had to do, the intro and the outro for the video yesterday. All the footage I used was unusable. It was just like, but on the bright side of it, and this is another mental health moment, is don't be so rigid in your mind. Be prepared when you're doing stuff like this. You got to be prepared to redo it if you need to. I'm trying to avoid not being perfectionist on some of this stuff and letting go what you need to let go. But sometimes you have to recognize this this isn't what I wanted and I got to redo it. And so, I redid the footage, and I ended up, when I got it to pop in, it landed as a natural 20. So
Nice.
I was like, sweet. So it was like, okay, that's cool. So I do have that. And then we'd also, when I was doing the testing, had made these, which are just kind of dice holders, because I find that when I have my dice on the table, actually sometimes it's just nice just to have something so people can't knock them around and whatnot. So these were just some easy breezy things that we had done and trying to proof of concept. Now these we had drilled all the way through, and I probably will end up doing some other ones that are more like this where I don't, because drilling foam, I don't recommend doing that. I'll discuss it in the video, but that's not a great idea. I mean, you could do it, but I don't ever want to do it again. Oh, that's not true. That's not true at all, actually. That's I think a gross exaggeration. And here, Rain, I think you like some of these. I was going for like some rusted metal on some of this.
Yeah, and that's where the like reminds me that's where it's like really organic, which is what I love, because it reminds me of like a riverbed, like an old man's cave, where it has the steps of the sandstone and the waters come and like rotated a pebble in a hole and drilled a hole down into the stone, or the water is just dripped over eons.
Yeah, it's funny. I was thinking that too. It's like, it makes me think of something that's like on a sunken, ship or something. It's got rust, but it's got this water damage that's kind of like eating that. It's more than just really rust. Cool. But yeah, so these were a lot of fun to make. I would enjoy making some more of these. I have some blanks cut out. I just haven't had the time. These ones are a little bit more, straight up. And I tried to, when I do this and encourage people, I tried a lot of different versions. So I had kind of a light distressing, a medium distressing, and let's see if we can go to the ceiling here. A light distressing, a medium distressing, and then a heavy distressing. And, tried to see what I thought about those different ones. And unlike you, I kind of really do like the character of some of the really heavily distressed ones. So again, these are available. These actual items are all available for purchase. One thing I will say about these, that when I was designing these, you can see that these kind of fit in this spot, that I realized I wanted to have 7 holes, so that holds a typical set of dice. But I still like these because usually you've got one die that's always in play anyway, so it kind of just holds all the ones that aren't. But disclaimer, I did realize that in future ones, like as such, I did these will include if I ever make them. But meanwhile, so that's that. I just wanted to share that, Randy, since I've been putting that work into the video. I'm excited to share it with everybody. It's been too long coming, but just thought I'd go ahead and share the box. No reason why we couldn't do that on the stream for the people that were tuning in. What do we have next on our agenda, Randall?
You have
show our gifts.
Monty Python. I object to all the sex on television. Doesn't make sense to kids these days.
Yeah. Could you scroll up and look at the craft agenda though, quick? I want to just make sure that one. So we did the gift. We did the video in progress. Those are the ones I really want to make sure I hit. So everything else is okay. So yeah, that one we could. I just happened to think about that today. There's the Monty Python thing where he's like, I checked all the sex on the television. I keep falling off. And it was just like, kids won't understand that, right? Because they won't understand how could you be on a television, right? That would make no sense, right? There's not a surface flat enough on a television to be on, right? They won't picture a TV box like we were thinking of.
Yeah.
So that joke wouldn't.
Yeah, totally.
That joke wouldn't work.
What
today.
are you talking about? Yeah, there used to be there was a notepad that had a saying on it, like like a post-it notepad sort of thing that had a saying on it, and it was like oh gosh, it was something along the lines of, I don't mind sex on the television except that I keep falling off, or something like that.
Right. Something
along those lines.
Yeah, it's like that doesn't work. That joke does not work these days.
No,
I thought that was funny. All right. Well, I think at this point, Randy, I'm going to start working on crafting a little bit of painting some of this stuff. Let me see here. Pull this bad boy out here. Let's see here. What kind of? Well, let's see. I can best facilitate with some light.
It would work if you were like, really into acrobatics or gymnastics, and you're really good at like balance beam acrobatics and stuff. Like if you had excellent balance, then you could still work that out.
Man, that would be painful though. I mean, they would want to split you right in half if you're on top of the TV. today's TVs, it'd be like a razor right up your
Well, it's turned the other way.
your gizzards.
You know, it doesn't have to be missionary style.
Well, okay. So I don't care what style. That's going to be a razor on whatever piece of body that you decide to actually place on the TV, whether it be your head, whether it be your buttock, whether it be your foot, or the foot joint, which I also people I sometimes refer to as the ankle. Apparently, that's silly. However, let's see here. I like that you want to take it another step further. Okay, so enough talking about it. Let's do it here. Let's pull out some paint. We had done this other one previously that had a pattern that was just kind of a mix of some blue and some brown. And this stuff is meant to look ugly at this point. We make it look pretty later. You make it look ugly first. That's usually the way it works.
Don't shame it.
Don't body shame the wall.
Don't body shame the wall.
You're not ugly.
It's pretty. You're pretty too, wall.
You're special, wall. Just the way you are. You are. We love you for just being you. All right. So I'm going to work on. Oops. And I'll throw this over here. It was a lot of work, Randy, just to be able to get all this stuff up here. Now up and out of the way, but it's like, well, I wanted to get through Mod Podging everything so we could get that up and out of the way because it's just a big task, and now we can pull pieces down as we need to and work on them. So I was happy for that. But to do that, then I knew I wanted to replace that background. So when I pulled everything down, I knew I wanted to do that new background. So it was kind of like a order of operations was important.
The castle's so big, you need a shower curtain as the as the backdrop for it.
That's not a lie. Yeah, it's funny because it's like I couldn't do some of the pictures I had done previously, like some of my progress shots, because it was like I don't have the ceiling space. It was like which is really cool. There's going to be tons of different ways to be able to configure this stuff. So.
Nice.
Okay, so with the cobblestone, I want to do this consistently. So I want to do this the blue and the brown like we did on the other piece. The other cobblestone here, I'm not certain about yet. And then the brick, I want all the brick to be the same, which I didn't do anything different for that. I probably should. All the brick, I should probably follow some sort of similar color scheme pattern, so I'll think about that. In the meantime, we can go ahead and start with this though. I gotta think about the color scheme that I'd want this cobblestone to be different than this cobblestone. So we'll think about that. Pull out some craft paints. With something this large, I don't want to use any of our miniature paints. We've got some browns and some denim blue. All the paint I probably just put away earlier today. All right, so we've got all of this stuff. I'll pull some of these.
Did you want to talk about your experience in the PlayStation VR?
Yeah, I would love to. Yeah, I figured that would be a good item for us today. Big one would be the gaming and VR, and I'm interested to tell what your experience has been post after the show last Thursday, as we had discussed. You had the VR, which you had not yet been able to partake of for the PlayStation, and so we were able to check it out together. And primarily, we're using what is the name of the game? It's the Star Trek Bridge Crew, not Bridge Commander. I keep wanting to say Bridge Commander, which was an old Activision game, I believe.
Let me double check. Yeah, it's Bridge Crew.
And and it was fascinating. I thought that I was prepared for it, but I really wasn't. I wasn't prepared for the VR. It was my first time. We had done some VR previously, and I thought it was really cool, just using like a phone, right?
Yeah.
And we did some stuff like that. I was like, that was really neat.
You have the Samsung Galaxy. That's the phone I have, and I got the I can't remember what they call it, but it's Samsung Galaxy's version of their VR. Yeah.
And you had to strap in your phone into
and that's just annoying because I have a 3-part case on my phone, so having to take that apart every time and put the phone in the the headset piece is annoying. So it's nice to have something that's separate from that.
And in case anybody's wondering what my rhyme and reason on how I'm painting this stuff up, Luke's APS, he does really good, nice rocks, and I was looking at some of his stuff. He recommends kind of doing like a tiger stripe pattern of these base colors underneath. So that's just kind of what I'm
graining.
What I'm thinking about.
Stratification.
Yes. Striations. Stratifications. The strata.
The strata.
Yeah.
It's a strata.
I want to skip that one. The way I like to think about it, Randy, is that all your thoughts go into a waiting room. All those thoughts don't get called out to see the doctor. That's the way I like to try to think about it. With the VR, I wasn't prepared. Hadn't used the hand controllers, and you got the 2 hand controllers. I got like little ping pong balls on the end of them. They've got triggers and a whole bunch of buttons.
That's
and a
because the
primary
PS4
button.
uses the light tracking as part of the
So you have a
motion
camera.
tracking.
You have a camera that's tracking, right? Those.
Yeah.
And it was awesome using those. I found it a very, very, very pleasant experience using those controllers. One of the things in particular, when you're holding it and you churned it, because everything in the game, you're using these heads-up displays. It's kind of like holographic, often heads-up displays, and you have to push the buttons and swipe up things or activate. And when you churned it, it automatically put your finger forward, and it was just there was something so nice about that and enjoyable and comforting. It's like if a piece of machinery has like a satisfying click to it, it was kind of like that satisfaction. It's like, oh, this just feels really good. And I was really taken back by it. Super immersive. And it's like you just totally start bouncing off of everything in your real world. You're like, oh yeah, that's right. There's an ottoman and there's a
we need to work on that. We need to clear an appropriate space.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't horrible and we weren't in danger.
No.
Sitting down for the majority of it.
But yeah, to get full, especially like that game, you're seated.
Yeah.
You're
and it said
either
that
in
most
the
of
captain's
them
chair or you're at
be.
the helm or the
so it makes
engineering
sense.
station or whatever. So you're seated for it. But like one of the other more active games, we're going to need some room.
Well, yeah, it would definitely depend. And I think the thing is most people don't have that space. And so people aren't designing games that require space because nobody has that. And then also, like we were talking about with the Oculus Quest, which is a non-tethered VR experience. You could potentially do anything. You could potentially be in a gymnasium, right? People will be walking off cliffs with that stuff.
And that's when it's going to get
Walking in
fun
front
to
of
experiment
cars.
with, because when you're in that environment, when you're in the VR environment, it does not take long at all for you to like, and I know there's a word for this, but I don't remember what it is. But to you get tethered into the body.
Yeah, that new body.
Like those are your legs.
Like
those are your arms. Like it feels like it's you. And it feels like the stuff in that environment should be where it is. So like if there's an armrest and you go to put your arm on the armrest and that's not there in real life, it's kind of a little jarring in a way, like a little shocking, because you're like, whoa.
Yeah, very much is. When you counter something in the real world that's not in the imaginary world, you're not prepared for it. And it's just like, oh, yeah.
You forget.
Yeah, I remember telling you, like, I had it on for just a couple of seconds. And it was just like, Ready Player One is going to be a real thing.
Yeah.
Because it's like, once you're in there and you can, it's like this.
Gloves.
People,
once
people have some haptic feedback, gloves in particular.
Yeah.
Gloves, and if they can ever make it to where it makes you feel like you're feeling stuff in particular.
Yep. And they do have that in testing and development and stuff now.
And then I know, like, even things like a chest plate, right? That would thump when you got hit, like with a gunshot or, laser blast or whatever. Like something like that would be super immersive.
Yeah.
So I could see that it's like, oh yeah. And then the thing is like once that happens, because I could just see people like when it's easier to get into it, and the worlds become better and more expansive. I mean, when you have a Warcrafty type game that's VR, I mean, shoo, you can't get people out of Warcraft now, right?
Yeah.
And
Well, they have. I haven't played it yet, but they do have Skyrim
yeah,
VR and
which
that's
not
that.
that's not MMORPG.
Okay.
But it is you know, open worldy, you know, type. And yeah, is this going to get? I mean, you look at where the current games, non VR games are now, and you just know that at one point they will all be, you know, you'd be able to VR those, right? It was like Borderlands 2 didn't come out as VR, but they have a VR version of it now. And
oh yeah, Borderlands. They have that as well.
Yeah.
In VR. Mm-hmm.
I sent you a link. I don't know if you saw it. It was about some upcoming games,
Uh-huh.
and one of them was the Iron Man game.
That should be cool.
Yeah, they have an Iron Man game, and it looks like this. You won't be able to see on our fair viewers, but they, Randy, you would take. I think you take the controllers and you hold them down like that, and that's how you like fly in 3D spaces by, you know, doing that. And it's like,
Nice.
I could see that being really cool. I was watching the Adam Savage's new show. Have you seen any of that?
I don't think so. No.
I believe it's called Savage Builds.
He's got another new one.
Well, since Mythbusters.
I've seen his builds one. Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Savage Builds. So
Yeah, I've seen
that's
a lot.
I as much as I love that guy, I didn't have an easy way to watch that because due to some cable cutting, right? Cable cord.
Yeah, I just
cutting.
watch on YouTube.
Oh, okay. And I was watching his Iron Man. You know, the first one's the Iron Man one. No, I'm not talking. I'm talking. He has a television show on the Discovery Channel, Randy.
Okay, I just watch his. He has builds that he does on YouTube.
Yeah. No, I'm not talking about that. He has a show on Discovery. They gave him another show.
Nice.
And it's called, I believe it's called Savage Builds. And the first one, he tries to go about making the best version of a modern day Iron Man suit, kind of like that they could.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all made out of printed titanium. And he actually gets a booster pack guy who you know, has this booster pack and made the booster pack and actually flies in the suit. Now, Adam doesn't fly in this suit because the suit adds so much extra weight, but Adam does fly with the pack, and they get that guy to fly with the Iron Man suit that they 3D printed out of like titanium, and it's pretty epic.
Nice.
Yeah, it's really cool. It's pretty nifty. And what made me think about it was that that's the way that that Adam has to fly, and it's a skill he has to learn, is about how you triangulate your arms. And so yeah, it's pretty neat that if they actually do that, I think that'll be pretty cool. So there's the blue on that. That's good. Let's see here.
I'm looking at the suit now. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was amazing. I mean, it's a little bit bigger, but not that much, really.
That's crazy.
Let's see. I'm just gonna pull some pieces off, and while I got this blue, add some of this blue. Yeah, that's pretty neat. So that was one of the games. I'm trying to think of what else. I know that there's this Darth Vader Initiate game that they have out that looks pretty cool. That wasn't in the one I sent you, but
Yeah, I picked up a few things they had on sale.
oh, cool. Yeah, because they got these holiday sales. So what have you played? So after I played a little bit and you played a little bit and then you took it with you, and I'm assuming that you've played some more since then.
Yeah, a bit. I wasn't feeling very well, and I had a lot of stuff that was in the way of getting a good setup and stuff. So, and stuff to do. But I did get it set up, and I played. What was it? I downloaded. I went through and found those games, purchased a couple, downloaded all that stuff, updated everything. So that took a while.
So the games that it came with, right?
The games it came with, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then I haven't played those yet. I did a bit of the demo. I did like the Moss demo.
Okay.
That's cute.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
The Blood and Guns or whatever it came with. That's supposed to be a really good first person.
It's like Blood and Glory or something.
Yeah, it's supposed to be a really good first person experience. I think it's like a first person shooter, but it's supposed to be pretty good.
Blood and Truth. Yeah. Yeah, I've got it ready to go. I haven't played it yet though. There was one that I got that is, it's really cool. You're a wizard, and you have you're like in your tower, in your magical
Your ivory tower. Gotcha.
in your workroom, and you've got a cauldron on the desk in front of you, and you've got these different crystals and herbs and things, and you can mix and match those to make different spells in the cauldron. And there's lots of different things you can do around the room, and different ways to interact with it, and move things around. And it's really interesting. I think they did a good job. I'd like to see them expand that more. I think you'll enjoy it a lot. Actually, I think Carrie will enjoy it a lot too.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if she's able to do much of this.
I think with this one she will, because it's not a bunch of like, because she gets motion sickness type. Yeah. So this isn't like a game where you're going to be moving around a lot real quick.
Yep.
It's not like that. It's more like you don't have any reasons to like quickly move, and it doesn't quickly move on you. It's very much oriented by you moving where you want to at your speed. So there's not a lot of that kind of things that would induce motion sickness. So I think she'll be okay with it.
Okay.
And there's a lot of cool elements to it, because there's various like little target games that pop up with different props in the room and stuff. So, and one of which I think you'll especially appreciate. I'm not going to tell you because I don't want to spoil it for you. Yeah.
Nice.
So I played with that one quite a bit.
What was the name of that?
I can't think of the name of it right now. Actually, let me see.
It was part of that demo disc that came with the.
No, it was not. It was when I was looking at the sales. When I was looking at the sales.
And this is the one where you're the wizard in the tower thingy.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Oops. Oops.
VR makes me think about Ender's Game. The game that he plays.
What now?
VR. The type of games that you see in VR reminds me of the game that Ender plays, an Ender's Game. Because it's like a really bizarre open worldy kind of game, right? Do you remember the game he plays at all?
Oh yeah, yep. With the giant. And...
Yeah, because it's like you go into a space, and it's a giant, and you kill the giant, and you go in the head of the giant, and there's the mouse and the cheese and the
Well, it's like part of their training program and part of their learning and part of their testing and.
Yeah, but then of course he goes off the target, right?
Yeah.
And so they're like the computers has to make new shit up for him. Let's see. Some blue here. Oops. So you didn't play more of the Bridge Commander?
I did a little bit, not too much of that. I kind of got stuck playing the other stuff, and I've been playing Dragon Age.
Oh yeah, you were already playing that beforehand, right?
Yeah, so I've been playing a lot of that. I did play a bit of that with the headset on, but I've got a big TV at the end of my bed, so I'm trying to play it in bed, and you can't really lean your head back very much and enjoy that with you could, but it's not very comfortable. At least it wasn't for me. But the screen in the with the VR headset, it's a non-VR game, so you get this like giant screen that you're playing on.
Okay.
So it's cool in that aspect, but
But the resolution is less than.
Yeah,
right?
but it's all right.
But it makes up for it because of the
Yeah,
immersiveness.
it's a huge size. It's not like you're not in it. It's not 3D really, because it's not a VR game.
Right.
But yeah, you're playing it on a huge
But,
TV
yeah,
set.
because I know
basically.
people have talked about watching
like a
movies.
movie screen size.
Yeah, people will talk
great.
about watching movies on it.
Yeah.
On VR, and I'm like, I don't understand that. And I think there's an experience that you have to kind of experience it to understand it.
I did that with my Sony headset.
Okay.
Sony VR headset. Because you could watch Netflix.
Yeah. And they make it almost like you're in a studio, like you're in a theater, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. But there's different ones. Mine was like a really cool. It was your lobby, I think. So it's where you come to when you enter. That it's like your home, and it's literally like a home, and you can change it to different settings and stuff. And there's a huge TV /
It's your home. Are you too good for your home?
/ movie screen on your wall.
/ movie screen on your wall.
So you can watch.
It's your / movie screen on your wall. Are
Or
you
you can
too
watch
good for your / movie screen on your wall?
or you can watch it full screen or whatever. So. I did say that a lot. Like your home. I just heard the audio repeated back.
Oh, I know. I was trying to make fun of you. Just whenever I hear that, your home, it made me think about the way he says that. All right.
Oops.
I'm hungry.
Have you eaten yet today?
Just a little bit. I had just a little bit. Not
I had to grab an egg McMuff on the way here.
I'm excited we had to delay because of the holidays and stuff, D&D. So picks back up tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it, but I have to. I got to pull out the board and reestablish it. I had to, pull all that stuff out for the holidays, pack it away, and that was an elaborate board. So I pulled it down in I think 2 or 3 pieces. So I'm hoping that it won't be too much. But I'm looking forward to getting back into the D&D. There's a book. We're big fans of all the doings over at Runehammer, which it appears the Patreon support of him, and he did his this ballot for 2020, and about like what direction would the Patreon subscribers like to see him go, and it seems that he's going to be doing some old school Drunken and Dragon style videos.
Nice.
Again, quite a bit. Because that was overwhelming a thing that people were interested in, and it looks like even if you pull up his profile on
Hold on, I'm trying to do
on
something.
YouTube. But one of the things that I wanted to talk about, actually, why I was bringing him up, was that he released a ton of stuff last year, a bunch of game things and a bunch of ICRPG things. One of the things that he did was he put out a ICRPG Magic, and it talks about how you use magic in ICRPG world more elaborately. And actually, it was one of the things that I really wanted after playing ICRPG. It was like, I like this, but the thing that I really dislike the most about D&D is magic. As far as a GM, I just find it super hard. Nobody wants to understand how their spells work, right? So it's on you to understand how everybody's spells work, and it's just so cumbersome. And so I don't want to take the time to do that. I don't want to take the time to learn how to play everybody else's character. And so it's one of the things I like about ICRPG is how it strips out so much of the heavy lifting from RPGs, but yet keeps so much of the great core elements, if not all of them. And so he has a book that's about magic, and so I'm really super excited about taking a look at that. So I just wanted to. So I was thinking about it, it had escaped my so busy last year. It just escaped my radar somehow, and I want to definitely looking forward to taking. I think I'm gonna like to get a hardcover or a soft cover of it.
So the Magic game I was talking about, the Magic VR game, is called Waltz of the Wizard Extended Edition.
Waltz, like a dance?
Yep. I got it for like $5.
Nice.
$5 or less, I believe.
Yeah, because like some of those games too, they're just not long, right? They're small development teams, so it's not like it's a 40-hour experience.
Right. There's more to this than first meets the eye.
Yeah, and I don't want to diminish, necessarily.
Although there's some stuff that it looks like, maybe I just haven't discovered something about it yet. But like there's access to a lower level, apparently, but it doesn't appear that you can go down there. But, well, I won't tell you.
Yeah. Do me a favor and pull up Runehammer's profile, his YouTube profile. I want to see what his banner is. I thought he changed it.
Oh man, it's getting really chopping.
But maybe it was on Facebook. He might have changed it.
That's not it. What do you want? Do you want his?
Just full looks like. Okay, and it must be his Facebook. On his Facebook profile, I think he actually changed it to where it was like his old Drunken and Dragons profile, and it says Drunkens and Dragons on it. I was surprised. He'll actually do, and I've never got to catch any of them.
His link through that pulls up his Runehammer Facebook.
What's that?
It says Runehammer on his Facebook when you pull it up through the link that he has on his Runehammer YouTube.
Well, maybe it was on Patreon. Hope I'm not letting out secrets. Because, like I said, I saw that he had put it on a banner, one of his banners. But yeah, I'll have to check and see. I don't have my phone handy.
Oop.
Listening, sorry.
My feed stopped again.
What did?
My feed.
Oh, man. We have a delivery and the dog's going nuts outside. Computer, what time is it?
It's 1:52 p.m.
2 p.m. Randy, I want to take a moment to thank everybody for tuning in today's show. Please remind everybody to like, share, and subscribe. If you hit the subscribe button, you will get access to a bell icon. If you click that bell icon, Randy, what happens when I click the bell icon? You will get notifications when we post videos. And we're going to have an edited video that's coming out here super soon, hopefully. Lord willing, the creeks don't rise. And we will have it'll give you notifications of when we're streaming as well. I think in 2022 I'm looking for some additional streams, Randy. I think I'm going to try to our friend Ducifer, Randy. I'm going to try to see if I can get him in and maybe come in on a Sunday and record.
Sweet.
Yeah, so I'll look to do some other streams. I'm not sure. Not 100% sure on all of the details. But so yeah, I want to remind everybody that. Also, the Quasi shop. We showed you those roll boxes and those dice holders, and we have other items, miniatures, and some stuff that's on there. Also, going to be putting up the scarecrows now that I've got the Mod Podge castle done and some of that stuff done. I'm going to be working on getting some photos up so that those can be available on the shop as well. But we have some doors that we did on the stream and some scarecrows that we had painted and based. So those will be going up there. Instagram, we post daily on Instagram. We're getting close to hitting 200 followers on Instagram, Randy. I think we're at 188, so that's pretty exciting. And yeah, I think that's probably it. I'm trying to think if there's anything else business-wise that we wanted to share with the good people. Hope that. Oh, if there was something I wanted to ask people. If you listen to today's show, tell us what your favorite topic was. Thing that we covered. It was something that standed out. If it was Randy's show and tell, for example, say, we want more of Randy's show and tell. That cat is cool. We need more of him. And our addition through distraction.
Yeah, bring back the dude who doesn't know where the cameras are. It's my first time.
Randy, are you being disparaging to yourself?
No, I'm just stating a fact.
No. I don't have to be disparaging. I just have to reveal things as they actually are. And it will paint me in the picture of what...
I wasn't saying I won't get better. I'm just saying no one can.
That's funny. Very funny. Very, very, very funny. All right. Well, you know what, Randy? I think this is probably a good place for us to wrap up today. I'm going to end up painting some brown, but I got to dig through a tub to find the brown that I want. And then I need to find some other colors for some of these other stones. So I'll think about that. But I think that's probably going to be it for today's stream, Randy, unless there was anything else that you had.
No, I think that's it for me today.
Then we'll remind everybody, just leave you guys with our customary exit salutation, which is the doctor's promise of never cowardly, never cruel, never give up, and never give in. Thanks everybody for your time and attention. We really appreciate it, and try to be good to yourself.
Be good to yourselves and one another.
Indeed.
Love yous.
Be good, guys.
Thanks, guys.
Talk to you soon.